The term catch it on cable is slowly but surely going out the window day by day due to the nature of streaming. Now the term is just wait for streaming. But the catch it on cable term also had another deeper meaning to it in a sense, and that's what the Beekeeper reminded me of. Streaming services give you what you want, and you can start and pause and whatever, and when you're checking out whenever. It's obviously great, but there was a time when you'd be flipping through channels and you'd catch some random action movie playing and continue viewing out of curiosity. Plenty of lower tier action movies would always be on a shuffle loop, and real gems would be found amongst them. 2024's The Beekeeper, starring Jason Statham and directed by David Ayer, isn't necessarily a gem, but it feels like one of those movies you'd see in that mix from back then. The setup here is eerily similar to the setup of another very popular action franchise. A death, caused by ill intentions, lights a fuse within one of the most dangerous people on the planet, and that person goes on a rampage with no end in sight. It's the John Wick setup, but this time done with Adam Clay, known as a beekeeper, part of an operation that is allowed to and operates outside of the law. There's some real goofiness added to the mix though this time, starting right off with Adam Clay actually being a legitimate beekeeper when he's not out wreaking havoc. It's difficult to effectively make a film that evokes both a silly and action factor that coagulate together into one solid product. Somehow, the Beekeeper pulls this off. The guy's kicks act like concussion bursts, with nearly every hit sending someone flying across the space. There's an unapologetically evil company behind the workings of all of this, complete with characters who duplicate mannerisms seen in 2013's The Wolf of Wall Street. There's bee puns throughout. There's adversaries who have unique quirks to them that before anything can be explained suddenly exit the scene. There's a soundtrack and score that aids to the very self-awareness of the story, and there's an abrupt ending that teases either much more or nothing is on the way. Rounding out the ensemble are two FBI agents who in many ways serve as a placeholder for the audience. They're only there so information can be told to them so the audience can understand what's happening. And a head of a security team who has one of the most boggling lines towards the end of the presentation. My favorite months to see movies are May, October, December, and January. May is usually the launch of the summer movie season. October either usually has a good Halloween movie or thriller. December usually has one solid blockbuster and then Oscar caliber films. And January is the barren wasteland that can be filled with duds or surprises. Duds can range from 2016's The Forest or 2017's The Bye Bye Man, and surprises can range from last year's Missing to, this year's The Beekeeper.